Hello, I'm Dr. Phil Busey. I am at Miami-Dade College Kendall campus Landscape Technology Nursery, and I'm going to show how to do an irrigation repair. To do any repair, one must have the right parts and be very well organized. A good beginning is to have a plan, to try to sketch out what you have and what you want to have. I did this by first taking a photograph of this leak area, laying it out, labeling it, make sure I understood it, and then tracing the essential elements of what was here at present and what I wanted to have in the future after the repair is made. And I had this as a beginning point to determine what parts I was going to need and to make sure I had all of them. Organized by sizes. There are 1.5 inch parts, 1 inch parts, 3/4 inch, and 1/2 inch parts. There are couplers, there are inline connectors, both the telescopic style as well as the compression fittings. There are other fittings such as elbows, more bushings for size reduction. Some tees are reducing tees, some are not, in which case you need to use an additional bushing to do your size reduction. And there's plenty enough pipe of all the 4 different sizes for our repair job. What makes this so complicated was that the initial installation for this irrigation demonstration area had different size pipes to show the friction loss problems with some of the smaller pipe sizes. And because of the way this was designed, a manifold was created where different pipe sizes came together, and then there was an outlet with what I'll call a bypass pipe, which is actually this pipe here, that goes down to a pressure gauge, which is near other pressure gauges. Unfortunately, with all this complicated, tightly crowded set of fittings, the smallest element broke, which was the pipe connected to a bushing, connected to an elbow, was either stepped on or perhaps was hit by a mower. And now, besides repairing this leak area, we need to spread out the fittings so that in the future there'll be room to work so that inline connections are possible. If you need other extra parts than what you have initially, have a good, well-organized inventory. Keep like with like, keep the slip fittings with the slip fittings and the threaded fittings with the threaded fittings. Otherwise, it's very easy to fall short of just one fitting and have to make another trip to the retail outlet. The tools that I like to use include foremost a hacksaw, which is good for small and large diameter pipes for cutting. The small diameter pipes can often be cut faster and more cleanly with a crimping tool such as this. For difficult to reach situations, a cutting wire can be used. But to make any cut, there's an old expression, measure twice, cut once. You should have a ruler or a tape measure, a level so that you can get things level to the ground when it's appropriate, and then a marker, both for measuring length as well as for measuring circumference, if it's a cut used with a hacksaw that is going to tend to go off at an angle. Everything you see here are slip fittings and pipes, but sometimes when we do threaded fittings, we need to have Teflon tape. For actual cementing, we use both the primer, which is colored purple so that an inspector can later see that we use the primer, and then a clear cement. There are other combinations of products available. Paper towels to clean up for ourselves. If we think we're going to get on our skin, we should have some appropriate gloves. And then a pipe wrench to open some of these cans that can be quite hard to open. Now it's probably going to take 2 hours, but so you don't have to watch 2 hours. I'm going to try to do most of the rest of this in time lapse, but you'll want to study a few things. One is, the first thing I'm going to do is to remove the caps on these open pipes that were left from a previous attempted repair. And those are to prevent animals and debris from getting inside our pipes. Then you will see me cutting, measuring, cutting, cementing, turning pipes. This is actually a pipe that's not even glued. This was just a handle that was put here so that when I placed this reducing T onto this 1.5 inch pipe, I could turn it at the last minute and get it fairly level so it will connect up the same elevation as the other, which will be 1/2 inch pipe. So I think that's it. Let's get started.